Yes, hello everybody, Steve John C13 here, thanks for tuning in, and believe it or not, yes, On the Sofa is back. After a long hiatus, I have decided to bring the show back. As I said, the art scene has exploded, especially on YouTube, so I thought, why not today, for the first episode, get an artist on the show who I respect, admire, and quite frankly might be one of the funniest guys I have ever met. So, for the return episode of On the Sofa, I give to you a man who is so popular he makes me turn green with envy. A guy with a YouTube account that has got impressive statistics, which we'll be going into, a DeviantArt profile, which is damn it beautiful and more awesome than mine, and I shall kill him for it after the show. I know him as Lenny, but you guys will know him as MajicTablitSkittles. How you doing?
Doing fabulous, George.
Of course, I'm Lenny.
Yeah, that intro, bro, that was amazing.
Well, you know, I'm a weird person. But yes, how are you, Skittles?
Simply fabulous. Just working on a drawing at the moment.
Well, you are an artist, I suppose that makes sense. No, completely not falling into the stereotype at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, if I'm not drawing, then you have something to worry about. It's like, why is he not drawing?
He's usually plotting something evil.
Yes, now get back in my closet, Steve. I didn't say you could come out.
Oh. But yes, it's absolutely brilliant to have the show back. It's a show I used to love doing, and to be able to have a guest like you kick off, for me, it feels like the absolute best way to do the show, because you're a guy who's got all the enthusiasm in the world, and quite frankly, you're the kind of person that when you go onto another artist's live stream, everything kind of perks up, and you definitely bring a life to the party. You're definitely one of those characters who, once he walks into the room, just lights everything up. I mean, do you get a lot of people like saying that about you?
Yeah, usually at school and stuff too, like usually when I show up, it kind of introduces what I call the randomness. And from there, the intelligence goes downhill, but the entertainment goes uphill.
Well, let's start at the very beginning. You, quite a while before you joined YouTube, you joined DeviantArt. I mean, you joined DeviantArt April 11th, 2011. Which makes you one of the youngest artists that I follow. And, you know, at first, I mean, I love your first journal. I mean, not even Shakespeare could match your very first journal, entitled, it was on the 25th of December, Christmas Day. It was a Christmas miracle. This little guy who had all the dreams of being a great artist got on DeviantArt, made an account. Mind you, you made an account on April 11th. And you didn't make a journal until December, entitled, I Can't Read, :P, and there's absolutely nothing in the journal. Just absolutely nothing.
It's what I like to call artistic expression. That's why there's nothing.
Yes, I will be putting this up on the screen for people to see, but wow. And then the next journal after that was obviously promoting your YouTube account. So you kind of started using, you really used YouTube before you used DeviantArt, it seems like.
Yeah.
It seems like you always had the idea to be on YouTube. Is that the case?
Yep. I mean, I actually made my first video on the same day I made the account. Like, I made a video, which was the drawing video, and I actually figured, I could put this on YouTube, and I'm like, but how do I make an account? So I went through all the stuff, and I decided on a username for MajicTablitSkittles, soon to be known as the most random name ever, and uploaded my first video on the same day I got a YouTube.
And did you delete any videos that are in your history?
No, but some have gotten a content thingy ID because of music use. So
yeah, I mean, because if we go back a year ago, 1 year ago, you posted your first video, which at least appears in your history, and that was the Royal Shaco Speed Paint Art Part 1 of 3 from League of Legends. That video received a total of 265 views, Now, obviously on the same day, or at least around about the same time, you posted parts 2 and 3, getting 388 and 289 views, respectively. So, looking at those three as, were those three your first ones, or were there videos before that were taken down due to content?
There was only one other before that, and that was just me kind of... I saw a YouTube video on the internet, and, it was the first speed paint I believe I ever watched, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, so... I tried to make one, but I only had a mouse at the time, so not only was it horrible, but the reason I don't have the final pick on DeviantArt is because my computer tended to crash a lot, because I had kind of like a mini laptop thing.
Right.
Yeah, so it crashed, and then it got what I call the blue screen of death. And yeah, it never saved the picture, but I'm like, okay, well, I got the footage, I guess I could put that on YouTube.
Well, the funny thing, I remember it was only last year that I realized that the biggest causes of blue screens of death was just needing a driver update. It was like, it was always painted as this horrible, evil, destructive thing that your computer would die, and then it's like, oh no, just restart the computer and update your drivers. 26 years old going, I never were.
Yeah, and then here's 15-year-old Skittles going like, wait, what?
But yeah, you look at the... there was only one video before that, so assumingly the Royal Shaco speed paints were like your second offering to YouTube.
Yeah, but the thing is, that wasn't even a drawing I did for me. Like, my friend Bailey, he's a friend of mine, and Bailey's a guy, not a girl, just letting you know. So anyway,
okay.
he knew about my YouTube channel, even though I had one video. I had, 2 subscribers, and I was the most awesome person in the world, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think one just counted, my friend I forced to subscribe to me. So it's like, hey, what's up? I have a YouTube. It's like, oh, that's great. And it's like, you don't understand. You're subscribing. So, of course, that was...
In fairness, Skittles, that's exactly why we all followed you. We got the horse's head in the morning.
Yeah. It's too late, man. You can't back out of it.
But the cool thing is, if that was your second offering to YouTube, as in the second lot of videos you uploaded, between 3 videos, that's 942 views, which isn't a number that a lot of newcomers get. So, even in the art scene. So, to see your first videos as a combined effort getting 942, you're looking at an average of around about the 293, 20 marker anyway, in terms of averages. How do you feel looking back on those videos, the videos that really got your big start on YouTube?
Dude, trust me, I flipped out when I got 6 views. I'm pretty sure 4 of the 6 were from me refreshing the page, being like, did I have any views yet? But, and then I believe the last 2 were my friend, and I figured that some other random person would have made them. But the thing is, at that point I didn't have a tablet. I actually drew that with a mouse.
Well, again, that's incredibly impressive. Obviously, I'm always in awe of artists. You always hear me say this outside of this particular show. But I kind of want to talk to you about that as well. Who were your kind of which artists did you kind of look at and admire when you decided to start getting into this?
Well, there's the universal one, Mark Crilly. Who doesn't like Mark Crilly on YouTube, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So there was him, and then there was a guy named Kameth143, which is basically a digital artist. You can put a shameless plug-in link to his channel. You will see this stuff, and you will know why I decided to do speed paints. But I always saw that he would do them, and I'm like, how's this crud possible? Because I didn't even know that tablets existed. I'm like, he's doing this with the mouse. And then I saw in one of his videos, it's like a side-by-side thing where he shows this tablet and this drawing. I'm like, wait, what the heck is that? And this is and this is before I had a YouTube channel. This is beforehand. And I found out about him, and I'm like, maybe I could get one of these. And I'm like, no, they kind of cost $100, and for a broke teenager, that's like an impossibility, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so then after that I decided, well, I guess I could waste a Christmas, an entire Christmas. It's like, only get one gift, but make it a good one. So that was the one gift I got that year, and it's like, I am getting a drawing tablet, and I'm going to learn how to use it.
Well, that's also, and I will say, by the way, if you want to plug anyone in the show, you go right ahead, mate. As long as I can get the links from you at the end of the show, so I can edit the content, that is absolutely cool. It's your show. You plug who the hell you want, whatever you want.
That's fine, bro. But get ready for a list.
Yeah, and I promise people, hell is the worst word I'll say. Maybe damn, but that's about it. So don't worry. But have you ever sat back and looked at your statistics for YouTube?
That was one particular time after I got 40 subs, because that was basically the highest I ever thought I'd ever get, and I'm like, okay, I got 40, I've kind of run my course, this is pretty good, and I was thinking, but this YouTube thing is really actually kind of fun, and during that 4 months was actually when I decided to start doing commentary, because at that point I was kind of just doing it Kameth 143's way, it's like, make a video, add music, and then I decided, you know what, I'm pretty random. I guess I could do a notebook drawing, because in art they told us that we could promote ourselves on other ways or something, because if you want to be a successful artist, that would be the way to do it. So I'm like, well, I got a YouTube channel, and I decided, okay. And for my birthday, I actually used that one gift deal again to get a camera thing, which I actually used to record my audio. Didn't even buy a mic, just use a camera, man.
Well, the funny thing is, I have been looking at your YouTube statistics, sir. And I just want to run a couple of numbers by you. You joined your first video that appears in your video. Obviously, we've already talked about how it got quite a big view count for a relatively newcomer. But you joined YouTube on November 23rd, 2011.
Yep.
Right? So you've been on YouTube for 661 days. That's a year, 9 months, and 22 days. In that time, you've gained 925 subscribers, which is a new subscriber per day. Pretty much. It's actually 1.39, but until we learn how to, get 0.39 of a person to even exist.
Oh, that's easy, a hacking saw. But I want them to live when we're through the video. It's like, please like, and it's like, I would, but I don't have an arm anymore.
Yeah, you've also amassed 38,710 views. Now that is over 58 views per day. Per day. And yet, 73 videos is the total count that's in your list of videos. So that's over 530 views per video and over 12 subscribers per video. I mean, these are not just throwaway statistics. This is amazing stuff. For someone that started only back in November 23rd, 2011, you have accelerated to an extent where a lot of new-time artists don't get to. I mean, looking at those... I mean, obviously you've never sat down and really looked at the statistics like that because you're not obsessive-compulsive like I am. But knowing those figures, how does that make you feel as you look back on where you started and where you are now?
Dude, I think that's insane, because I've actually figured that I do have a lot of friends, and I try to imagine that. I'm like, all right, so I try to put in a statistic like this that would... It's kind of not like treating subscribers as a number, but as individual people. So I kind of put it like this. On the first 40 subscribers I got, which is when I started to actually freak out, and I'm like, oh, hey, this is going somewhere, okay? I figured that was a bus full of people, and I'm like, dude, that is a ton of people, and I only forced one of them to subscribe. Yeah, but for the record, he's still subscribed. I'm going to have to go creep him later. But anyway, not the point. It's like, that is a bus full of people. Then on 100 subscribers, just when I really started flipping out, and I think that's around the time that I maybe thought of having a contest thing, I'm all like, well, I guess I could maybe have something in a way that I could give my subscribers stuff, because I felt like 100 was just too much to just, figure. It's like, oh, hey, I got 100, but I don't owe him anything. I felt like I owed him something. It's like 100 is too many people to just ignore, So that's when I actually had the idea for starting a contest. And then around the 200 subscribers mark, I actually did, like, all right, this is it. I got paper, and I figured that the prizes can just be drawings for me. It's kind of like a thank you. Plus, everybody who joined was promised a free line art.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a big endeavor to take on.
I know, and everybody got one. So.
But you are the kind of person that you are generous to a fault, and you are always supportive of the people who support you. I mean, I know in our private conversations that you have been a very supportive person, and you genuinely don't seem to want anything but the best for people, which is amazing, especially in this day when a lot of people are quite, selfish, and especially on YouTube and DeviantArt. I mean, we can talk for hours about how downhill DeviantArt's become, but the other thing which you tend to do very well is give credit where credit is due, and to repay that kind of thing. Linked to that, do you know what your most viewed video is?
Yep, the Mark Crilly fan art one.
Exactly. The tribute to Mark Crilly mastering manga and speed paint, which, I've watched. 4 minutes and 41 seconds of excellence, by the way, sir. I'm a big... I have to say, there's very few artists who I'm a huge fan of, but your work, I absolutely love. I love everything about it. It's just... Your kind of... It's like I say, with a lot of artists, they have a style which is easily replicated and becomes very cold. Your kind of work has a kind of a touch of your personality to it. It has your mark, if you will. It may be a style that other people use and all that, but it has a sort of your own take on it as well, your own kind of personality, which is hard to find these days. I mean, what is your approach when you do art? Like, what goes through your mind when you're sitting down and going, I'm going to work on this particular drawing?
Well, I kind of put myself in a mindset of, you can improve. So it's, obviously, the first time I started drawing manga or anime, whichever of the two you decide to call it, it was nowhere near what it is now, and I just, I was actually introduced to it by a friend because, we had a sleepover thing, he decided to bring some movies over, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's this? It looks like a really cool cartoon. Turned out to be Dragon Ball Z. And let's just say the first thing that got me interested in anime was watching Gohan go Super Saiyan 2.
Wow. Oh, that was a fantastic scene.
I know. So, dude, I saw that, and I'm like, what the heck is this? I've never seen it before. And it's like, oh, that's anime. And I'm like, must draw.
With you, do you think Dragon Ball Z should have ended with the end of the Cell Saga, or did you approve of the Buu Saga?
I actually like both of them. I mean, it kind of had downhill character progression with Gohan, and that's not a good way to start, It's like, I saw him as an SS2, and I'm like, that's awesome, and then you see him later, and you're like, that's okay, you're still cool.
Yeah, I mean, the whole Mystic Gohan thing was, I kind of thought was a bit, it was just like, what the hell, man? What on earth is this?
He wasn't even Super Saiyan.
Yeah, although it made a good point of explaining that, well, no, you have to keep training in order to be that powerful, which is what Vegeta and Goku did all the time. Which leads me to another question. Goku or Kakarot?
Goku. I think Kakarot takes longer to say, and I'm very lazy. That's the only reason why.
So yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball Z is my favorite anime of all time. Mainly because it was the second one that I ever saw. So I share with you a love for Dragon Ball Z. Who's your favorite? Is Gohan your favorite character?
No, I would have to say it's Goku because I can kind of relate to him. Like if I were about to get killed or something, it was like in a fight to the death or an epic struggle with some weird bug thing or Frieza, I'd just be like, well, I'm gonna go now. See ya. It's like you finally beat him, but you don't go like, oh, what, bro? You just lost. You lost my Super Saiyanness, I won't be... Yeah, that's how Goku would sound, too.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. You can't beat none of this Super Saiyanness. Yeah, but I wouldn't be like that. I'd be like, Jay, you lost. Please don't do it again. Okay, bye. Fly away.
See, for me, it's got to be Vegeta. Yeah, because Vegeta's always been... I liked the fact that there was a certain human aspect to his character. He wasn't just like, I will become the most powerful person in the universe. It was more like, he'd been his horrible, horrible childhood.
Yep.
He'd been abused, and he eventually overcame that. And the fact that he learns humility, which is something I could identify with. But yeah, I could see you being a Goku fan. I honestly could too. I could also see you beating someone and then going, yeah, you might want to not do that next time, because I'll kind of beat you up,
Again.
and I'll pawn you, and you'll be embarrassed, and your parents will hate you, and you'll cry into your Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
Which I will later take because I am hungry.
But yes, getting back to the art in question, another thing I've been looking at is your DeviantArt, which does involve more statistics, dear friend. As we said, you joined in April 11th, 2011, so that was 887 days ago. That's 2 years, 5 months, and 3 days.
Yeah, here's a fun fact about that. I joined DeviantArt, but I had no idea how to use it. Like, on the submission page, it's like you gotta categorize, add tags, and stuff like that. I'm like, this is too hard.
Well, it's pretty much like every other person.
I wish it was just a drag, drop, title, bam.
Yeah. Now, before I even go into the statistics, it's a question I asked everybody who I interviewed when I first did On the Sofa, even back when it was text-based interview. Do you give a flying damn about your statistics on DeviantArt?
No.
And do you think they have any real purpose in today's market?
Not really. I mean, they're just kind of numbers that say, okay, this many people have seen your page. But is what you're putting up good?
Yeah, do you think there is a massive difference between YouTube figures and DeviantArt?
Yeah, probably. I feel like DeviantArt favors some, Like, I've seen, how they created, like, the undiscovered page thing? I'm seeing, like, the same person 5 days in a row. I'm all like, this is kind of favoring them.
Yeah, this person is sort of discovered. Where are you discovering them over and over and over again?
Yeah, and it's like, we discover them, only to turn around and see that they are behind us. As we try to run forward, they cut us off. And then we run to the side, first to the left and the right. Turns out, they're everywhere.
Yeah, the DeviantArt the DeviantArt gallery thing is just the most broken piece of smeg I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, plus one of the reasons I started my channels on the off chance it ever became huge, I could promote little people. Like that was one of the reasons I made it. I figured, well, there's all these ton of huge artist people. And it's like there's the super huge ones, and then there's the okay ones. There's like no in between. I'm like, why do the super huge ones never help the little ones, And I'm like, well, on the off chance I ever get huge, I mean, not saying I can do that. Any attempt is an attempt, right? So I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I'm going to use what I got and try to bring other channels up. My video I just uploaded had two shout-outs in it, man. It's like, I know how the smoothing system works. DeviantArt is not okay.
The first picture that comes up in the undiscovered that I've just got on DeviantArt. Look now, the person that shows up as number 1, 4,604 watches.
Wow.
The second has 10,573.
That's not undiscovered, man.
The next one, 519. And then the next one, 1,322. The top 4 results, the top 4 in undiscovered have at least 3-figure subscriber counts. What? DeviantArt, what are you doing?
I feel like there should be a no, you try again button.
No, you try again.
No, you try again. You hit button and find somebody no.
Yeah. But it's like the weird thing, because I'm looking at your DeviantArt stats that I gathered earlier today, and I'm just like looking at what now to me just seems like the ultimate collection of why did I spend an hour doing this? But, I mean, I'll share them because it's a tradition on this show to always share the DeviantArt stats. You have 254 subscribers. That is the equivalent of one new subscriber every 3 days, 11 hours, 48 minutes, and 40 seconds. So keep an eye on that clock. You have your gallery, so not your front page, because who cares about how many people watching our front pages, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Our gallery. So your gallery, not our gallery. We don't have a gallery. We should have a gallery. You
Let's
and me.
get one.
Yes. We'll combine our. I'm a writer. You're an artist. So you draw the pictures, and I'll write the comment section.
I will prepare the paper clips.
Yes. But your gallery has 23,707 views, which is over 26 views per day.
Wait, how much?
How many per day, or how many in total?
Wait, how? What?
Your gallery has 23,707 views.
Wow.
which is over 26 views per day.
That's madness.
You have 1,308 faves. That means you get one new fave per day, at the very least. And yet you have a collection of 96 deviations. This means that is an average of 246 views per deviation, over 2 subscribers per deviation you post, and over 13 faves per deviation you post. You are a liked person.
Man, dude, the amount of math you're doing is like blowing my mind, and it's like, how do I take you out of wherever the heck you live and put you in my math class, man? You're gonna be the guy sitting to me, or not to me, next to me, you're gonna be the guy sitting next to me, and I'm gonna tell you if I can cheat off of you, and then when the teacher says what, I'm just gonna be like, it's okay, he's British.
But yeah, I mean, what I like as well is that your most viewed deviation is the Mastering Manga with Mark Cryley fan art. That's your most viewed and commented upon piece of work, which kind of makes sense given your YouTube video. But yet your most faved deviation is Korra vs. Sakura contest entry.
Yeah.
Or Sakura, sorry, before everyone kills me.
It's too late, Steve.
Does my British accent not save me?
No. This questionnaire is over.
Well, it was a great episode. Catch you around next time.
Why are you still talking? Get in your closet!
I can't. It's full of clothes.
Oh. Wait, what? It's like, next question!
But yeah, I mean, as we said though, the DeviantArt stats these days tend to mean nothing. I mean, as impressive as your stats are, and believe me, they are impressive. I wouldn't mind having your subscriber count and stuff like that. Do you think there's a way that DeviantArt could improve on their current model to make these statistics more relevant? Or do you think we're pretty much past that point now?
Yeah, I would get rid of page views, because there's kind of a psychology that goes into, oh, this person has 50 bazillion page views, I'm going to go check them out. Oh, this person only has 20 before they even check out the drawings, and it's like, dude, the guy with 20 is better than the guy with 50 bazillion.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, okay, you can have several thousand page views for your page, but then what does that say about the art itself? It just seems baffling, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if I were to put a count on anything, I would put it on positive feedback and keep it only on that. Like, negative feedback tends to discourage people, So I just throw that out of the thing. Even if the drawing is absolute crud or something, that's the point. On DeviantArt, it's like where you can show your stuff. It doesn't have to be good or not. It's there so you can improve on it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's like, I would love to be able to... I mean, I used to get so excited when I looked at my gallery stats, because the numbers look good, but then you think about what the numbers actually mean, and you kind of just get a downer, because you see these big numbers, and then you're like, aw. But, yeah, I mean, it's absolutely mad to, where DeviantArt... I mean, obviously you came to DeviantArt in 2011. Have you ever considered yourself part of the DeviantArt community, or have you always just felt like... Have you felt like someone that just uses DeviantArt, or have you ever felt like part of the community?
I would say that I kind of just feel like that's a good place to post final pictures. I feel like it does its job well as far as putting pictures on there, but the fan base, I mean, not mine. Mine's freaking awesome. I mean, I love every individual skibble, and, they comment and stuff, they support because they're actually good fans, but then there's just random other people that are just like, oh, hey, deviation. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane. It really is insane to see the intensity that some fans go to support certain people. I mean, I can tell that your fan base as soon as you, before you even made the announcement about the video I posted for the interview, I had people going onto the video to pose questions to you. And these are people I don't know. So not like Libra, like Libra the Hedgehog, not like Fox of Nightmares or Crazy Comic Book Lady, who are all awesome artists, by the way, who I hope to have on the show one day.
Yeah, put them all in there. We need shameless promotions for them, too.
Okay, I will do. So I'm getting troll questions on Ask, and I can't turn the notifications off. So I do apologize for that. If you hear a buzzing in the background, it's just someone trying to ask me, things like, how does Bane eat sandwiches?
Yeah, you seem like, it's simple. I tear off my mask. Before I can ingest a sandwich, I die of suffocation.
It doesn't matter how I eat them. What matters is its taste.
Well, I should grind them up in a blender or something and inject them via IV, and it's like, this sandwich feels delicious. Don't you mean taste? I know what I said.
Yeah, and the silly thing is he only has the mask thing, like the restrictive mask, in the movie by Nolan. In the actual comics and in the animated series, it's just a luchador mask. You can take that off. But people just accept, Tom Hardy as the official Bane.
Yeah, but I won't lie, I did like that movie, and I felt that he was I felt that if I were ever to fight him, I wouldn't be thinking oh my gosh, he's gonna kill me. I'd be like, dude, you're killing me. Awesome.
Oh dear God, the questions keep on coming. I'm being asked which part of England I've been to. Sorry about that. I'm going to put my phone away there because it's driving me mad. But it just seems weird because I remember the last On the Sofa episode I did that was featured on DeviantArt, on D Corner, the club that used to host them, was September 2010, on September 20th, 2010. And by that point, DeviantArt had become such a stale, stagnant, meaningless place.
Yeah, I feel here's my look on that. It's most people on DeviantArt now, I'm not saying all of them, I won't go into stereotypes. I know that there are nice people, but I'm saying some of them are more focused on just building up their channel. They're like, oh, it's at 2 million now. I wonder how fast we can get to 3 million. And it's if you do that, it loses all value because as soon as you get to 2 million, you don't care. You're just okay, 5 days. And it's when you're doing that, you're not really taking time to acknowledge the people that actually support you. It's they're supporting you. You're treating them like a number. That is not okay, bro.
Well, I can tell you that the reason I wanted to do this show again was I talked about it with Lemmy Crescent, who is on YouTube and DeviantArt as well, and we'll add her to the plug list, shall we? Lemmy. But she suggested that I bring it back, but it wasn't until I got to know you that I decided that not only did I want to bring the show back, but I needed it because there are artists like you who have transcended the need for YouTube. A friend of mine a long time ago, Doors from Heaven, who's a writer, said she was leaving DeviantArt because she'd outgrown it. And I never really knew what that meant. But years later, I see what she meant by that. And there are people like you who get art. And I think you get art more than DeviantArt does. As do a lot of the people I want to interview, guys like Lemmy and Crazy Comic Lady, Fox of Nightmares, Lord S. Wolf, who I have interviewed before.
Oh, what? You're not going to do one for Libra? You think it's going to be a one-sided interview?
Libra is awesome, yet so mysterious at the same time because he only speaks when necessary. I mean, I would love to get him on the show. I mean, I'll ask him, but I've got a feeling that the episode would be like, so, how do you feel about all these views that you get?
It's fine.
Good. Yeah. And are you excited? Yeah. It would be like the most straightforward, concise interview, and yet it would probably still be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be the thing, and it's how do you feel about reaching 10 million subscribers? It's it was awesome. I did a little dance.
Oh, either that or that. Oh, it's finally on my show where he goes, you know what? I've got to tell you about this thing about my past. It involves a sausage, a unicycle, and a Dragon Core kimono. Now, it'd just be something completely random and awesome. Which you just like, what?
Yeah, your jaw drops to the floor, but yet you can tell he's being completely serious. It's like, I want to be there.
Exactly. He's one of those intriguing characters. He speaks when required, and then the rest of the energy is devoted to art.
Man, I feel like he's going to hate us after this interview. Hi, Libra.
Well, he'll hate you.
Well, yeah, but why keep the hate to myself? Like I said before, I enjoy sharing. Here, have some hate.
I'm just the interviewer, you know.
I'm just the guy asking the questions with a fancy pen.
Exactly. How do you know I'm holding a pen?
I know. I keep telling you to get back in your closet, man. I'm watching you from in there. That's how I know you're not in there. And dude, clean out those clones. They're smelly.
Look, I had to make sure that the teleporter worked. I'm not going to do it on myself.
All right, but fair enough. But dude, they're just stacked on top of each other. At least get like a super industrial strength coat hanger and hang them up or something, so you can like move them at your leisure.
I'm going to bring them back to life as soon as I've discovered the recipe for a phoenix down.
Wait, that's actually half a stick of butter. I mean, it's a common misconception that it's 3/4, but phoenixes, they like butter, but they don't like it that much, man.
Wait, am I supposed to use the full fat or the half fat?
No. You use the full fat. You just use half of it.
Oh, for God, no wonder.
Yeah.
I was thinking...
Yeah, their stomachs are pretty small. They don't digest.
Oh, for God's sake, I feel like such a moron now.
Yeah.
God, that's so embarrassing.
Well, now you know. Now you know.
I've been using, like, the half-fat Italian butter, for ages now, and it's never worked. The most I ever get out of them is maybe a quick tap dance, and then they just keel over again.
Yeah, but that's kind of the thing. I mean, the phoenixes know authentic food, okay? If it's only half fat, they're going to know something's fishy. I mean, they'll go in for, like, a little sneak thing because they know they can get away with it. But if you get them with the full fat, man, only half a stick of butter, you got them.
Oh, for God, I feel like such a... Right, okay, let me just write that down. Full... It doesn't matter if it's, like, Italian or could it be... or whatever. Could it be any style butter, as long as it's full fat.
Italian's good.
Full fat butter. Right, okay, awesome, got it. Okay, I will have those clones up and running for you.
Excellent.
Yes. Yeah, although you've never told me what you really want to do with them, once I'm done with them. That's quick. Are you messing an army again?
I might be. Who wants to know? Is that one of the questions? Do I have to answer that one?
Ooh, hang on. Let me check the list of questions. No. Oh. Right, then I guess you're not legally obliged to answer it.
Yay.
Damn it.
Next one.
But, yeah, I mean, let's get a bit more in depth about the art. What continues to motivate you about doing art, mate? What is it? What is it about art, especially your style, that just makes you keep doing it?
Well, like I said, I've been drawing manga for 3 years, and I figure I've had a pretty slow start. It's like I know a lot of manga artists, if they're going to decide to be one, they got to start young, That's like, I mean, I have been drawing my whole life. Been doing it ever since I figured out how to pick up a pencil. But it wasn't manga, So it's like, I figured that 3 years ago when I started to draw manga, immediately I took it seriously, I'm like, look, I've always had the idea for a manga in mind, and I saw this style, and I'm like, this is the way I'm going to interpret it, Like, this is the answer. So now, I've had this idea for a long time, but I feel that the art is lacking, I'm like, dude, I want the story to be as good as the art, and the other way around, So like, great art, weak story. So I feel, I kind of put myself in the not good enough thing, It's not it's not a stream of self-pity, it's like, this drawing sucks, well, throw it on the ground, step on it, It's not like that, but I feel that I'm going to try my best with this drawing. And then I figure if I improve a little on my next drawing, I can try my best on that one and see how much I've improved from one drawing to another. And I've kind of always done that, so it's like my next drawing is going to be my best drawing, and keep doing that, and that helps with the rate of improvement.
So it's more about seeking to just constantly improve and to better yourself.
Yep.
Would you say that's out of a respect for the art itself?
Yes. I feel like the story deserves it, and I feel like the person who would be reading my manga, it's like, I never post a video on YouTube that I would ever consider boring, you know? I mean, it's not like, oh, I have 900 subs, I can just upload something really lame, you know? I'm all like, dude, just because they're your fans doesn't mean they have to put up with the crap you do, you know? So it's like, dude, you gotta make this the very best you can. You not only owe it to them for the support, but you owe it to yourself to try to improve. So it's like a double motivation.
I mean, yeah, that sounds absolutely, logical. And the thing about your art is, if you look at your gallery, you can tell that you are constantly improving. I mean, there's never really a moment where you dip down in your quality to an extent of, oh my god, that artist is slipping, he's losing his touch. More because everyone has their off days, but would you say you're the kind of person that tends not to post works which aren't their best, or are you happy to show people work which isn't necessarily your best?
I used to just upload whatever I felt people would enjoy seeing, but I kind of have like a YouTube drawing update thing, and I figure it'll be kind of a motivator to watch those, because it's like, if I put every drawing I ever put on DeviantArt, one, they're going to get spammed, and I fear they will lose interest because, I put up so much stuff, So I only put up what I feel they're worthy of, if you could put it in that sense. I'm like, look, whatever I drew on a video, I need a final picture for, because I like the drawing I made in that video, so I'm just going to put that up. So it's kind of like I put up whatever I feel I did a very good job on. I mean, there's a good job level, and then there's like a very good job level.
That sounds like a fair enough thing.
Yeah, it's not like I'm going to put up a random sketch thing and be like, okay, here, I expect you to favorite it.
Well, next I'm going to ask you about your live streaming, but just to give you a bit of a break from the art, obviously one of the biggest problems in DeviantArt at the moment is a lot of art theft. People taking people's artwork and other people's creative content without their permission and exploiting it for profit. So in that same vein, I'm now going to steal the questionnaire from the Inside the Actor Studio, which was originally created by Beyond That People. Got 10 questions for you, and I just want you to be as honest as possible.
Okay.
So they're not about art, so I'll give you a bit of a break. Question number 1. What is your favorite word?
Awesome.
What is your least favorite word?
Ones I can't pronounce.
What turns you on creatively? So, in the innocent sense of the term, what gets you switched on creatively or emotionally?
I feel like I can be productive with free time. It's like anytime it's like if I have time to sit around, I have time to make a drawing. So it's basically like
being free.
Yeah.
What turns you off?
What, like art-wise?
In the same vein. Yeah, of course, in the same vein.
Well, anything really suggestive or inappropriate. Like, I'll see it like that, and I'm like, dude, why draw this? You have a talent, but you're just squandering it. Why?
What is your least favorite curse word? And you can refer to it euphemistically.
The B word.
B-I or B-A?
B-I.
B-I. What sound or noise do you love?
What sound of noise?
What sound or noise do you love?
Rainfall.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Chalkboard.
What profession, other than your own, would you like to attempt?
I feel like I could be a really awesome office worker, like with the cubicle thing. I'd be the most awesome office worker ever.
What profession would you not like to attempt?
I would say a very important business.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You did good enough, bro. I'll cover the rest.
Nice little distraction. Now we're going to talk about your live streaming.
Yay.
I almost said what possessed you. What got you?
Lemmy told me to do it. Lemmy told me to do it.
So, yeah, what got you into live streaming? How did that come about?
Well, I figured, because I always upload YouTube videos and stuff, and I get a lot of comments, and I always think that that's the best thing in the world, I'm like, oh, hey, this person enjoyed my video enough to, like, give an opinion on it, Then I actually didn't even know it existed until at some point I actually saw somebody live stream. I I don't remember who it was, but it was just like a drawing live stream, and there wasn't any audio particularly, you know? Like, it was just kind of drawing music playing, and then the person would just be replying to comments and stuff. I'm like, wait, they can see you draw while you're drawing? I'm like, this is the best way to, like, keep in touch with the subscriber base, you know? It's kind of like you sharing with them, you know? It's not like, here's the final product, and it actually only takes 5 minutes to draw, and it's like, if somebody wants to see a drawing from start to finish, this would be the best way to do it, and I can talk to you guys in the meantime, get to know you.
Now, a lot of live streamers who, the likes of Lone S. Wolf, Lemire, Crescent, Fonzibus, they generally have a quite relaxed attitude to live streaming. They have they have quite an organized one within that relaxation. Basically, it's kind of a controlled chaos. Your live stream tends to be pretty much the same, except you have certain rules in place. Mainly the one I'm interested in is this idea of language. Now, you and I have debated language before, and a lot of people tend to be quite confused in this modern age. People online taking certain offence to swearing and all that jazz. In your own words, why have a restriction of curse words on your stream? So what's the reasoning for that kind of ruling? And do you think it benefits your stream?
I would definitely say it benefits it, and the reason I do it is not really because I'm so offended by them myself. You know, it's like I can hear swearing and I'll just be, okay, they're swearing, well, they got a right to, so I'm not going to do anything about it, you know? But the thing is, on my streams, like I said, I want to keep in touch with the subscribers and stuff, but there also creates a possibility of offense if I say something that carries it too far, you know? You know, and I figure most of the time that's caused by strong language. Plus, I don't know the age of everybody who's on there. You know, it's not like I want some 10-year-old or 7-year-old, let's say. It's not like I want a 7-year-old kid who really likes my drawings and stuff, you know. Goes to a live stream, hears like a ton of swear words, and then they repeat them in front of people, you know, and they're like, where'd you learn this? It's like, I learned this from this cool artist kid, and then they're going to be like, son, you can't be watching that.
Yeah, so it's not just about protecting your live stream. It's also about allowing yourself to open your live stream up to younger audiences as well.
Yeah, but plus, personally, I feel it doesn't need it. You don't need to be dropping the F-bomb every 5 minutes to prove a point. I mean, there's tons of words in the English language. Why not use them?
I mean, obviously, you know, there are people within the stream, including myself, you know, who do swear quite a lot, and you know, it's part of our vocabulary. And I've done it before in your stream, and I keep trying to stop myself. Yet you show a tremendous tolerance for it. So I assume that by that your kind of trait is, you know, you don't necessarily take offense to it yourself, but you'd rather not have to hear it if you hear it.
Yeah. Plus,
you know,
I tend to give people lots of chances. You know, it's not like, oh, you said this word even though it just happened to slip out by accident. I'm gonna ban you forever. You know, it's not like that. I mean, I acknowledge the fact that you guys even try, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, that's what matters to me. It's like, if you're trying not to, then I guess that's good enough.
I mean, honestly, it's like, I'll say that I definitely respect that. I mean, people have a differing opinion of if swearing's good or bad. I mean, I'm not going to go into my philosophy, because we're here for you, dude. We're here for you, not my opinion. But I can respect that, and the fact that you have done this has allowed yourself to have a larger kind of chat base, because you're getting younger people in there as well. You are, I would dare say, you're stricter in the chat itself than you are on a Skype call, where you will have people banned if they don't, you know, adhere to certain rules, which I think is absolutely admirable. And I think it's really hard when you have to monitor a chat and there are people misbehaving. How do you approach it if someone is misbehaving in the chat and they're just not, you know, towing the line?
All right, well, first off, it starts with a formal warning, and then I apologize to everybody for that. And I'm like, look, if you stop, you know, then that's fine. And then after that, on Twitch, you have what's called a time ban. You know, it's like you ban them for 10 minutes. I'm like, look, I'm just going to ban you for 10 minutes. That should be enough time to, you know, think it over if this is really worth it. And sorry, there's a, like, giant truck being driving by. But, yeah, I feel like I can give them a chance first. You know, it's like a quick warning, maybe a second one if, you know, there's somebody I know has slip up or something. But if it's somebody that's just flat out trying to be a jerk, you know,
Yeah.
even though I have fear, you know, that, like, somebody will be offended, you know, and I have a feeling that the other person will be mad. I'm like, look, you're creating too much of a problem, and that's not okay.
Yeah, so basically you're putting your other viewers first, and you will ban a person if necessary.
Yep. As much as it hurts me to do it.
Well, yeah, I think that's admirable that you even take the time to consider the person you are potentially banning. You know, I have been on live streams where it's pretty much a case of, no, get out, nothing felt. But you have a genuine care for everyone, even the ones that are causing trouble.
Well, I don't feel like, you know, they're a lost cause, you know. I feel like, if they stop doing that, you know, given the opportunity, I got to know them, they could be, like, great friends or something, you know. It's not like I feel like, you swore this one time in my last stream, get out of my face.
What would, obviously, hosting a live stream, it kind of puts you in a unique position of, you know, I mean, I've hosted one once, and that was for a completely separate kind of thing. That was for a podcast I was doing, where there wasn't much of a chat. Art attracts a big audience. As someone that runs a live stream, what is your advice to people wanting to join the chat? Well, it's not people that want to live stream themselves, but people who are, they see a chat, they see a live stream of someone they like, and they go, okay, I'm going to join that. What's your advice to them?
Well, I would say nobody shares the same thoughts. I mean, there's things that only you could, like, there's things only you could bring to the chat, and my encouragement for that would be, why not? I mean, it'll entertain everybody, including me. You know, I kind of do the streams, and I do keep an eye on the chat, so it's like, everybody has something to say, so feel free to share it.
So, yeah, I mean, so your basic idea is, like, everyone's got something they can contribute to the chat.
Yeah.
Yep. What has been your biggest obstacle being part of a live stream chat as someone not hosting the stream?
I would say in the giant live streams I've ever watched, it was being acknowledged, you know? Like, you're in this stream or something where the comments are flying by, you know, and I understand that the person doesn't have time to read them all, but I never wanted that, you know. I'm like, if I ever live stream, I don't want to be that person, you know? It's like, I kind of just do my own thing, and then everybody in the chat's talking to themselves, even though they're watching a stream, this actual streamer isn't paying any attention to them, you know? I don't want to be that person, so I feel like, if I ever live streamed, which now I do, I want to acknowledge everyone. You know, I like say thanks for coming, and I'll say bye when they leave, and thanks for coming, and, you know, everything like that, and it's really nice.
Yeah, I think I can understand that one. Like, obviously, not being an artist, you know, being a writer, you go into an artist live stream and you kind of feel kind of out of place. And I think what helped me out was that, as you were saying, there are things that I could contribute from a different point of view, and all of a sudden people were kind of going, "Oh, this guy's got something interesting to say." But what has been like what's the best thing about just joining a chat which isn't hosted by yourself? What's the best thing, do you think?
Well, it still happens now. Whenever they read your username out loud, you're like, oh my gosh, they just read my username.
Oh my god, you gotta love that. In saying that, is there anyone that regularly frequents your stream that you haven't had a chance to talk to yet personally, but would love to have on a Skype chat one time? Do you get people like that who you notice are in the chat frequently, but never in the Skype aspect of it?
Yeah, I mean, I know an obvious big one is SMC. Sorry, bro, I'm working on it. I'll try to find the stream where I can get you into one if you're watching. So there's him. Trying to have a list of people I actually like. You gotta understand, Steve, I enjoy talking to almost everybody. You know, it's like, if I had the chance to, I would spend a day with all of my subscribers. You know, it's like one day with every single one, you know, just to get to know them, because I know that they're not just a number. I know that they have their own unique life, and if they draw their own unique style, you know, things like that. So it's like, I wish I could get to know everybody.
Completely understandable. So I'm happy to get to know every single one of my, subscribers, all 2 of them.
Yeah, plus I try not to come across as, like, intimidating or something like that. It's like, I try to be fairly loose or random, if you would say. It's like, I try to be random, so it's like a big enough window of opportunity or something that you don't feel, oh, well, he's got 900 subscribs. He's got 900. He's got 900 subscribs. He's probably not going to pay attention to me. I don't want to be like that. I try to be really open. So it's like I will approach somebody that has like no subs at all and has been on for like 10 years. I'll still approach and be like, hey, what's up? It's like you literally got to put yourself under them in order to bring them up. So it's like, what's up?
Is there a live stream that you've visited that you would love to be in the chat for, like in the Skype chat for, but haven't had the opportunity yet?
Not particularly. I kind of get into most of the ones I go to. I don't know why they let me in, but they do. Okay,
let me open it up a bit. Is there anyone that you follow on DeviantArt or YouTube, or just in general, who hasn't live streamed yet and you would love to see them live stream?
Same one, Kameth143. If that bro streamed and I was in it, I'd be flipping out. I'd be like all up in his business, being like, I saw you draw one time. I'd be totally creepy about it.
That's awesome. Whilst I've got YouTube up, whilst you're here, I'm going to now jump to the questions asked by your fans. These are questions left to me on the YouTube channel. Also, some questions that I got sent via email.
Only an hour in.
These interviews don't really have a time limit. They just go on until we get bored, really.
Well,
okay.
We're gonna be
I'm going to just start from the top of the list. So we have a question from RainyAmi303, who asks, are you still doing tutorials? Because I want to know how you use watercolors.
I did one as a test run, and I feel that my style of tutorials is gonna be building up difficulty. Like, I feel that if I was ever to do a first tutorial, I'd start off with a chibi, because that's kind of something basic enough that somebody could draw, It's kind of like, start small, work up. It's not like I'm going to be like, here's a chibi, here's how to draw body proportions, here's how to draw Godzilla, It's not like that. It's like, kind of going to build up. I think my next tutorial would probably be an eye tutorial, or just a face tutorial.
That also asks, where did you get your randomness?
Where did I get my randomness? There was a time when I was born. The doctor called me the ugliest baby ever, so they decided to play ping pong with my head. Now, on the backswing of somebody who actually missed, I splat into the wall. As I fell downwards, I heard something click. It was my mind seeping out of my ear. And that's, my friends, is where I got my randomness.
Your mind slipped out of your ear and it made a clicking sound.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
I'm part Terminator.
Oh, this needs to be made into a movie. This needs to be made into a movie. Coming out this summer. Jade Walker asks, how and where does Skittles get its inspiration?
Basically a spur of the moment. I am a very, I would say carefree, if that would be fair. It's not like I have millions of rules I set myself to. I mean, there's obviously standards, I'll keep those. But it's like, for rules, it's not like I keep very restricted or something. I will talk to somebody I don't even know, or something like that. So I would say with randomness, it's, I'd say it's going with it. It's like, well, I don't know what to draw. I'm going to draw, and it's going to turn into something. Don't know what, but it will.
Art Chew asks, where do you find inspiration? We've answered that. Also, how did you come up with ideas for clothes, and how is the weather today?
How did I come up with the idea for what?
How did you come up with the ideas for clothes, and how is the weather today?
Clouds or...
Clothes. Clothes.
Clothes. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yes, my British accent fails me again.
I thought you said either coats with a combination of clouds. I'm like, cloud coats. Actually, that can be an idea. There you go. There's your answer. Putting two stupid words together. No, but I would say base your character's personality first, and then build from there. You know, because what they dress like reflects them. So it's like I would basically start with the personality first before ever designing their clothes. And as for the clothes, I come up with stuff that doesn't exist yet, so it's very specific.
And how is the weather?
And the weather, there is storm clouds outside, and it will probably rain soon, which will make me hear my favorite noise.
Okay, we've got 4 questions from Avis Lutz. Question number 1, what do you want to do with your art later in life?
Manga artist, that or animation. If both of those fail, then probably just draw anyway, as a side job.
Question 2, will Kiblo have siblings in the future?
Maybe. I mean, I won't name them all. Kiblo's kind of going to be like their unprecedented leader, but yes, maybe.
Question 3, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Does Oreo count?
Yes.
Then Oreo.
Question number 4, if you were stuck on an island and you had to eat another YouTube artist in order to survive, who would it be and why?
What kind of question is that?
The scary thing is, afterwards, they write, yay, can't wait to see this, and I'm hoping they mean the interview and not the last question. I will say if you eat me, I cut you.
Probably one that I don't know. That or somebody who, I actually don't know. I would guess a clone of me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some surreal stuff right there.
Yeah, and it's like, I will murder my clone for survival.
Well, how would it be murder or suicide?
Yes.
If it's an exact clone with your memory and your mind, so it's not different personality-wise or memory-wise.
We probably wouldn't kill each other. We'd just be like, want to swim out to the sharks? Sure.
And besides, your MajicTablitSkittles, can you make it like red Skittles or something?
Yeah, I mean, I could do that, but then I feel like that would really make a lot of fish mad, because as soon as they plop into the water, they'll like eat them, and then we'll have like this whole outbreak of like diabetic fish. I'll be like, sorry.
Okay, Anime Lover 46786
Tsubaki
has 5 questions for you. Question number 1, can you do a video showing some of your old drawings when you first started? Okay, that sounded like God in my headphones. So no possibility of a video showing your old drawings?
Probably. It'll just be like a live stream, though, because you gotta understand, okay. I have like a 10-pound folder of it, then I have like this giant briefcase of it, then I got a cardboard box full of them. I have thousands upon thousands of them.
Wow. Well, that's understandable. Question number 2, why did you start drawing anime?
Like I said before, my friend Anthony, he showed me Dragon Ball Z, and I thought, this is awesome, I gotta draw it. And then I'm like, what the heck is this? Because it's not a cartoon. And he's like, oh, this is anime. And then I googled anime, which do not do.
No. And for you young'uns, don't look up hentai either. Just that's a legit warning. Don't look it up. Okay, number 3. How did you meet people like Crazy Comic Lady, Fox of Nightmares, Lemmy Crescent, Moniko, Loness Wolf, and etc., aka people you talk to a lot during live streams or so?
I would say that the first time I ever got into a call was during Loness Wolf's thing, because I mean, I still had to go through the whole deal of creating a Skype thing, because you got to understand I suck with technology. So I made a Skype thing, and then I was invited into it, and Fox was already there, and so was CCL, so I kind of met those two right off the bat. And then later was a stream where CCL was talking to Lemmy, and then along with Lone, and they invited me to that one. And then the one with Fox, it was kind of just a thing that me and Fox were already buds after those first two, so it was that one. The one with Mon Echo Always was a subscriber special. Plus, if we can do more of those, I'd be looking forward to that. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nod, nod. Alright, and same with Tenshin Echo. Oh, a spider. Sorry.
Do I have to plug the spider as well?
The spider?
Yeah. Does the spider have a YouTube page?
Yeah, it's /spider awesomeness. Now, with the awesomeness, it ends with a Z, not an S.
Right. I'm looking this up now.
Let something come up.
Spider awesomeness with a Z.
I'm totally not on Google Plus right now making an account.
No, there isn't a channel at the moment.
Oh, give it.
Maybe you should start a company called Spider Awesomeness, and then we just do random videos of us two shooting the breeze, talk about random stuff.
How was your day, Steve? This fence in front of me is looking rather wonderful today.
Question 4. At first, why did you start a YouTube account, and has the reason changed?
The reason I started one, the same reason I said before. I figured if I could ever help any other artist, you know, which is actually the keyword magic. And now this is like a inside the head of MajicTablitSkittles thing. The reason I decided on magic is I figured that it was nothing less than a miracle, you know, whenever like a giant, huge artist person acknowledges like the little guy. So that was the keyword for magic, and you all just thought that I didn't believe in muggledom.
Ooh. Exclusive on the show. I like it.
Yes.
Which is funny enough, because question number 5 is, how exactly did you come up with the name MajicTablitSkittles?
Well, prepare for a story. Of course, I had found out about tablets a little bit before that because I watched Kenneth143's video. So I found out about tablets, and I was like looking to see how I could get one, and I figured, you know, and this fun fact, my channel was actually started the day before Thanksgiving, so I am so awesome like that. But yeah, basically, I was originally gonna go with like a drawing. Yeah, it's like random drawing guy or something like that, you know, and I'm like, no, that seems too plain. And then I didn't want one with numbers in it because I figured if I was going to make an account, and if it ever has a chance of, you know, getting up there, I want it to be a very specific name, you know? I'm like, because I know that a lot of people have a very specific name, like Mark Crilly, he doesn't have a ton of numbers in his, you know? So I figured I needed a very specific one, so I just picked my 3 favorite words. Well, not really favorite words. I was magic, of course, for the reason you now know. Tablet, because I was going to get one. Now I have an OC4 named Bamboo. And Skittles, simply because they are my favorite candy and I like rainbows.
But isn't it also true that you deliberately spelt magic and tablet wrong so
Yes.
you could find fake accounts?
Yep.
Like, so anyone that was pretending to be you...
Yeah, because I figured... Here is one of my biggest fears, alright? Somebody making a channel close enough to mine that would actually fool people and then go around making them all feel terrible, because I do not deal with guilt or, like, sadness well, you know? So I figured I need to kind of set up a guard for this. I'll spell it wrong on purpose, and if people notice that it's not spelled right, you know, they'll know that's me, but if they see it spelled right, they will know it's not me, and it makes it difficult for the other people to make fake accounts, and it has an officiality to it that you wouldn't confuse with anything else. Plus, it diverts from stupid tags like magic and tablet.
Yeah. Next question is from Kid Sketch,
You
who
guys
asks...
just thought I sucked at spelling.
Well, I did, but actually, to be honest with you, I thought when I first saw MajicTablitSkittles, I thought you were just foreign, like a non-English speaking tongue kind of deal.
Okay.
Kate Sketch asks, when can we read MajicTablitSkittles manga?
When I finish it. I want it to be the best it possibly can.
Okay, Sapphire Star 9145 has a few questions for you.
Hello.
If you could meet any anime character in real life, who would it be?
Probably one of my own, because I'm a selfish muck like that. Plus, it would be awesome. I would be like, dude, I remember when you were just a little sketch.
What's the funniest thing ever? No bloomin', pressure on you there.
Well,
not just what's the funniest thing you've ever seen. What is the funniest thing ever?
Wow. I would have to say it's like when a duck, it's like swimming around in like a little swimming pool thing, and then there's like another duck, and then they start quacking back and forth, and then you can tell they're having an argument because they start flapping their wings around, splashing the water, and see the ducks like get into a fight, going like wah, 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 wah. And then the victor actually takes the other duck out to shore, and then like harvests his organs and sells them to like an eagle, which flies down, takes them away, and then it actually accidentally drops one, and then it like lands on the sidewalk or something, and then some like little kid freaks out. So they like start running around, they get on a bike, they go uphill, they do a triple backflip, all of this while being recorded by some random YouTube guy. It can be Steve, we don't know yet. And then he does a triple backflip, lands down the side of a cliff, and then back to the duck, which turns out that Godzilla. Then Godzilla actually runs down in the horizon thing, which is kind of just in front of a motel thing, because he's actually just going to order pizza, but everybody flips out. So then a Hydra comes around, it like launches rockets at him, and then as they hit him, he actually falls to the side. The pizza place is completely undamaged, and then a guy randomly walks outside and says, "It's Godzilla!" And then somebody points out that it can be Godzilla, because then the movie would get sued for copyright claims and be like, "Okay, it's just a monster that looks a lot like Godzilla." And then after that, a random guy who works in the pizza place, me, would walk out, throw an apron on the ground and be like, "That's it, I quit."
What is wrong with you?
I had this written down. I knew somebody was going to ask the question.
Next question.
Bet you didn't expect an answer that specific, huh?
I didn't expect one that terrifying. This interview's getting dark. Is the crazy hair of your character, the manga version of you, inspired by El's hair? El from Death Note, I'm assuming.
No, it was actually a summer ago where I just was kind of solitary, because I decided I was going to draw the whole summer away, which is kind of a tradition now. I draw every summer. So I didn't cut my hair, and I would kind of comb it, I would kind of just put it all down, but as the day went by, I would like mess up and stuff like that, so it'd always get like weird. So at some point my hair was like that, but then my mom said, "No, you're never having your hair like that again." So now I get a haircut very frequently. So now it's not based on El's hair, but my hair was like that at some point. I mean, not as long.
Yeah.
But.
I mean, I think it's fair to say you can see a resemblance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that'd be fair. It's anime hair, and it's like, oh, that's awesome. It must be El.
When you started making videos, what was the best comment you received?
Man, that's a tough one. That's even tougher than the funniest thing ever one.
I sincerely hope the answer isn't as dark.
Yeah. And it's like, wait for it. He's about to see the most crazy thing ever. Yeah, but I would say the best comment I ever received is not one in particular, just the thought of putting one. I feel every comment shares equal value. No matter what they say, just the fact that they put in the time to make one means a lot on its own.
Yeah. Provided it's not like troll.
Yeah. And if it's a troll, I delete it with a smile on my face.
The last question from Sapphire Star 145 is, what helped you the most in drawing?
Wait, like, in actual drawing? Or?
I think it's quite general. Like, what helps you the most when drawing? Like, what helps you?
Well, I'll kind of answer a kind of series of them just to make sure that there's no misconception.
Yeah.
What helps me actually drawing is observing. It's like, I almost go into stupid amounts of detail with what I notice. I'm like, oh, well, that shade of gray is 0.0999.31 shades darker than the one next to it. And it's basically, I'm always observing things, even like if I'm in a class or something, I'm like looking around, noticing stuff, so I commit it to memory. And then what helps me with actual drawing, draw the stuff I suck at. What helps me with drawing, if they were in the sense of what makes me keep drawing, the manga thing. What would help me to keep working on a drawing would be music. I can't have not answered that one by now.
No, I think that's it. And so thank you very much for those questions there, Sapphire Star 9145. Up next, it is him, the wise one, Libra.
Oh, Libra that shall not be named. What is your 10-word philosophical question?
Well, he has 3 questions.
Yay!
I like the fact that the first question starts with, "So, Skittles." So, Skittles, what medium would you like to try out the most, and what ones are you not as comfortable with using?
The one I would like to try the most, or the one I like the most?
You like to try the most.
I would say the one I would like to try the most is actually GPS marking on a plane. Like you fly around on a plane, but you have a GPS-specific mark, and you have a tail light flying which marks it around, so I would like to make a giant drawing in the sky based on a flying route. That would be awesome. And
not comfortable.
And the one I am least comfortable with is pastel.
All right.
Yeah, I have a very foresive hand. I would destroy them.
Second question. If you couldn't use ASI, for digital art, what program would you use? For anyone that doesn't know, what is SAI?
Paint Tool SAI is the most amazing / fabulous / double amazing squared to the third power divided by awesomeness program that you could ever have for coloring digitally. And if I didn't have it, as mad / sad / in denial as I would ever be, it would be either Photoshop or Coral Painter.
Oh, fair enough. Just bear with me a quick second. I'm actually looking up what the snake Psi is, actually, because I've never actually heard of it. I would have thought Psi stood for something. But apparently it's just called Psi. That's all it is.
Superior Artist something.
Interface?
Yeah, why not? Superior Artist. Ooh, that cloud looks like a crow. Holy crud! I need a picture. No, Steve, no. You don't laugh. It looks like a freaking crow in the sky. Who's gonna love this? Oh, wait, that's a video. Crud. No, stop! Go on with the next question while I try to get this.
Okay, Libra asks, if given the chance for complete randomness, would you change your name to Skittles?
Okay, got the picture. Would I change my name to Skittles?
I think he means your real name.
No. I like my name. It's unrepeatable to a fault.
Next 4 questions are from SMC Duty 500.
Dude.
I'm sorry. It has 2 capital D's. That makes it Duty.
No. The second E is just an illusion.
Whatever. No, but seriously, SMC Dude 500. First question: do you like syrup on your waffles?
Yeah, I do.
Question number 2: what would you do to survive a Slendy attack?
What would I do to survive a Slendy attack? Close my eyes. He can't kill you if you can't see him. Well, actually, technically he could. Okay, I'd curl up into a ball, then close my eyes. And light the forest around me on fire, so he won't be more worried about ruining his suit than getting me.
Question 3: is Kiblo a secret assassin?
He might be. There have been instances where people have died of heavy Copic fluid ingestion.
And do you like Crow, Bamboo, or Exodus better?
I can't really pick on that because they all have an aspect of me in them. Crow is obviously the randomness, Bamboo is the artsiness, and Exodus is just the carefreeness. So no.
And for people unsure, these are your OCs, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Up next, Fox of Nightmares.
Hey, Fox.
The Scottish Benedict Cumberbatch. He's awesome. Did you know that?
Yes.
He is awesome.
Yes, I did.
Yes, he's dreamy. I think we could all agree that he's a dreamy guy.
Well, as far as voice goes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm straight, but damn, if that voice was a person, you know, my future marriage would be in trouble. I'm just saying.
If that voice were a person, I would marry a tape recorder.
Exactly. Question number 1. So Skittles, another one. Wow. Okay. So Skittles, what kind of questions do you like to get asked?
Well, I don't really like to dwell on obvious answers, I guess. So I guess the ones that I like being asked are the very random ones.
Question number 2. What will be the next Copic you get, and what will you name it? Will you name it?
If I get one Copic in particular, it would probably be a colorless blender or something. It's like, to have contrast with Kiblo, and I would not name it. Kiblo's the first. Okay. Only he gets name privileges.
Okay, and number 3, how long have you been charging your Skittle Bomb should I run?
19 days. You still have 11.
Next set of questions come from Crazy Panda King.
Oh, you're a clever person.
Which starts with Skittles! Question 1, how did you originally come up with the idea for your character Crow and your manga?
I've pretty much always had that idea in mind, and as for the manga, I had a really weird freaking dream. I mean, I can't give any general details on the manga because, you know, it'd be a spoiler thing, especially on something like an interview, you know, but basically what I dreamt up was the idea. And as for Crow,
Yes.
the idea that I came up with that is I wanted to break the assassin stereotype that they're always like, oh, I'm gonna kill you, I'm a dead silent, you know? You know how there's like a lot of assassins that like hide in the shadows and then they like don't say a word and stuff like that?
Yes.
I wanted to break that stereotype. I wanted an assassin that will walk right up to your face and be like, sup, I'm gonna kill you, now please stay still.
All right. Question number 2. Are you a cat person or a dog person?
I like both.
Why can't they just live in harmony? Exactly. Question number 3. If you could win $2,000 of art goodies, but to win them you had to run down the street naked, would you?
Nope.
Smart boy. And finally, question 4. Do you like waffles?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Smiley face.
Especially with syrup.
Our next set of questions come from Scarlet Bead. To the Fantabulous Skittles.
That's a new one.
Ooh. To the Fantabulous Skittles. If you could live anywhere in the world besides where you live now, where would you live? And it would be cool to hear the reasoning behind it as well. So to be extra nice, why would you live there?
I would live... I only got one shot at this. Where would I really, really, really like to live? I hate mansions. They creep me out. I would probably live in an underground base, because that would be awesome. Not everybody has an underground base.
How do you know it's underground?
Right. I'm in the mountains.
Well, Libra's in the mountains.
Underground to me is still 6,000 feet in the air to you guys, so... Yeah, I would say underground, but it still has like a door thing that is like a...
Besides,
you know those...
I thought Bez lives in the woods.
This is true. I'm not saying I wouldn't bring a taser, but the reason I would like living underground, as long as it was well ventilated, and it would be because I would not see the sun, because my eyes are sensitive to light, and it hurts me.
Mm.
People are under the impression I'm a vampire because, like, I live in darkness.
Mm-hmm. I do not need the light.
I feast off the fluid of innocent Copics.
Alright, that's pretty cool, so thank you very much for that, Scarlet Bead. And last question from YouTube, the Anime Amateur. Question for Skittles. Well, that's useful to know. Do you like any other candy than Skittles?
I'm not really a candy person, but yes, I like Jolly Rancher. I like Snickers. Oreos. If that's even considered a candy, that's considered a cookie. I like sugar cookies. Remember how I said I didn't like sweets? I like...
I don't like them at all, except for these big piles of, candy.
Yeah, and it's like, I like nuts. I like licorice. No, I don't. I hate
Oh
licorice.
god, licorice is vile stuff.
I hate it. It's like, what? It's like, which licorice do you like, red or black? I was like, I hate both with a passion.
As long as it's in the bin, I don't care what it tastes like. So, well, fair enough. So, I'll get to the question I have in my email, but I want to thank everyone who sent me a question via YouTube, and every single person who asks a question will be featured along with the question on the screen, so you'll have your icon on the screen, even if it's just the silhouetted dude with a link to your channel, so people can check out who was asking the questions, because you guys deserve it. The question we have via email, I won't read the email address out or the name of the person who wished to remain anonymous. They ask, how do you feel the interview is going so far? Has Steve C. word it all up yet?
Nope. And interview has been fairly entertaining, although I forget it's an interview. I feel like I'm just chilling with Steve.
That's how it's supposed to be.
It's like, this guy better not mess up a word. I better use proper grammar, or he'll hurt me. He has claws.
I like the fact I got a question asking if I messed it all up again. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, if I messed it all up yet, it's like, oh, thanks for having support.
Did you mess it up yet? Well, a little, but not beyond the point of fixing.
I mean, the thing is, again, this is the exact reason why I wanted you to be the first guest. Obviously, there's a lot of people I want to have on the show. Lemmy, Fox, Crazy Comic Lady, so many people. But I wanted to start with you because you have this great energy, and I'm looking forward to seeing more stuff from you. Your live stream is awesome. Your YouTube videos are fantastic. Your DeviantArt, is filled. Your gallery is full of great works. What are you hoping to achieve within the next year? So within the next 365 days, what do you want to accomplish?
There's a storyboard for chapter 1 of my freaking manga. It's taking so long. There's that and TV moving. Yeah, if there was ever something I would hope to accomplish in the next year, it would be meeting at least some of my subscribers, and I know there's a possibility for that because Monica always, in my actual own Q&A video, she asked me if I was going to this specific convention, which is actually in October, And Monica being one of the artists that I actually flip out if I were to ever get to meet, I'm like, I must go, but I've never been to a convention before. So I would say meet some of my subscribers in person. That would be amazing. For the record, I would not be formal, at all. I'd flip out. I'd sing. People would assume I'm a prison, insane asylum escapee or something like that because I'd be flipping out. I'd be like, I'll watch your videos, man. And then after that, after you get a restraining order against me, I'll send you a video saying sorry.
So, yeah, my other question in regards to things that you got coming up, do you have anything specific you want to talk about coming up within the next few days, or maybe somewhere down the road, something you want to talk about, or is it just random business as per usual?
Well, I actually have one this time, a 900 subscriber special. Tell me your suggestions. Shameless plug over Steve's video.
And where can they send their suggestions?
I'll actually make a video for that, actually. It'll be a one-shot Skittles. I'll draw something and then be like, send in your suggestions, bro. So I'll have to make that, and then, Steve, you can link that video. You'll have to link so much. Are you writing this down? Because I have a feeling if you're not, you're going to forget it.
We're writing it down after the show.
Yay.
But if you post that video before this episode's uploaded, I will include a link to that video in this one.
Yay.
There we go. Basically, what will happen is after all the show's done, I'll have a nice little bit at the end which features all the people you want plugging. Because, I'm a masochist when it comes to editing and I hate myself. One of my last questions for you is, who would you like to see interviewed next? If you got to book the next guest on this show, who would it be? So who would you like to see interviewed?
There's so many. I mean, there's, Fox, CCL, Lemmy, Libra, of course, Tsubaki, because she makes awesome fan art, Renee, SMC, Lone, you interviewing yourself. That or we all interview you, and it's now look who's sitting on the couch, you punk. So, I repeat that.
Well,
and
technically, in fairness, we're both sitting on the couch. That's why it's called On the Sofa.
Awesome.
You don't notice we've been sitting next to each other this whole time?
No. Where am I?
Yeah.
Why aren't there any doors in here?
Oh, there's no escape.
Oh.
We just kind of, and we just kind of wake up in here, then we take a nap together, then we wake up back in our rooms.
Oh, this is not you. You don't even have any windows. Thanks for that. I hate sunlight.
Yeah. Although, in fairness, we do have some Skittles, in the bowl next to you.
Oh, really? Where?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, found them. Next to the colored pencils. Why do you have colored pencils in here?
In case you wanted a sketch while we were talking.
Yeah, thanks for that. You know me.
Yeah. We cater, I cater to my guests.
Can I have some of these?
Yes.
Yay.
Take them all. I don't care.
All right.
I don't pay for them.
Wait, what?
Yeah. No. I don't actually know who pays for them. I just kind of interview you.
They're kind of just here whenever I go to this room.
Dude, we found a resource for unlimited supplies.
Excellent.
Wow. All I've got to do is keep interviewing people. It'd be awesome.
When somebody gets Copics, tell me.
You could be a special guest on the show.
Yay.
You could help me interview them.
Yeah.
By that I mean, let me do all the talking whilst you steal all the Copics.
Excellent. That's all I ask, bro. That's all I ask.
Yes. Although, in fairness, in order to escape this room, we are going to have to nap together.
Can Slender just kill me? I mean, he's kind of in the corner. I mean, it's a dark room, but you can still see him.
But then you wouldn't get to keep the colored pencils. You'd be dead.
I can have them buried with me.
But then you'd be dead.
But
And you'd never get to see Lieber being interviewed.
I can watch from above.
But then there's a lot of sunlight up there.
Fine, I'll watch from below. Fuzz.
In fairness, I mean, we don't have to, like... I'll tell you what, I'll sleep on the floor, you can have the sofa. How about that?
Yay!
Okay.
Well, actually, I like the floor. I like the floor. It's really soft. I mean, if it's anywhere near as soft as the floor in my room, I get the floor.
Alright, so you sleep on the floor, I'll take the sofa.
Yes.
Right, okay. Well, that sounds like a plan.
Okay.
And then that way it's not awkward.
Yeah.
And I am starting to flip out, because I'm just looking at my notes, and I've noticed a grammar mistake I've made, and I kind of want to kill myself.
What? Improper use of a semicolon? You only use it when it is a clause and an independent... Actually, it's like a subject and an independent clause, man. Come on!
Actually, I used an apostrophe when I was just meant to use an S.
I hate those. Don't you hate when you're like peoples? And it's like, is it apostrophe then S or S apostrophe? Was!
The only time it's been really annoying, I remember I got into an argument with my English teacher who was insisting that it's, I-T-S, meant it is. Sorry, it is. And IT apostrophe S, was it belonging to it? I was like, no, it's the other way around. It's the exception to the rule. And I got put in detention, and then they quickly took me off detention when I realized I was right. And this was my English teacher back in early school. Yeah.
What the power?
He's like, and now every time I get into an argument about writing, I just go, hey, I'm an author.
Steve was born with an IQ of 4,000. From there, he only got smarter. By the time he was born in that hospital bed, all he did was just admire his surroundings. He decided that one day something called YouTube would be invented. Then he would be doing an interview show with people that are peculiarly insane. You will notice a grammatical error, making him want to regret the whole day ever happening. But it shall progress nonetheless, because he does indeed have a fact IQ of over 1 million.
I wish. It's 136.
Plus 1 million. Squared.
What's right? Oh, I'm only as smart as... I may be smart, but I'm not as smart as you are, random good sir. And I can say that this has been a great ton of fun. This has been a fantastic... I mean, I feel really good that the show's starting up again. And even in the crazy mist of all this other stuff I'm doing, this is the thing I'm most proud of right now. The fact that I brought the show back, and you have been a fantastic guest. I can't thank you enough for being on the premiere episode of On the Sofa. How do you feel it's gone? You enjoyed your time here?
Actually, there's a funny story about that. When you said he's probably one of the most random people you'll ever meet, or around that word, I forgot the quote. He'd be like, watch me just be perfectly normal during this improvement, make it look like he's wrong. I feel I failed.
Yeah, you failed all the way up to the duck thing.
Well, edit that part out. I was like, what are you kidding? That's gold.
No. I'm editing nothing out.
Crud.
It's all staying in. Oh, except for that one thing which happened right about the 10-minute mark that you and I we refused to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't talk about that. No matter how much the fan base posts comments on the video saying, well, what happened at the 10-minute mark that you edited out? We do not speak of it.
We do not speak of it. Steve, we're totally just making this up right now to mess with him, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We absolutely didn't.
Or are we?
Edit. And on that note, it is time to say goodbye. Skittles, once again, thank you for joining me on the sofa. Is there anything you'd like to say to the people listening?
Yeah, listen to Steve. He will get you through life, even if you have to cheat off of his paper. And another one about drawing. Don't expect to be good right away, if you're not already. If you have been failed to be called awesome by me at any given time, now is the one for you. You guys are awesome for even watching this. It's like an hour and a half long.
Absolutely. They are. You've got a great fan base, and just to remind your fan base, or indeed anyone that has not had the pleasure of finding your work yet, you can find him at MajicTablitSkittles.deviantart.com. You can find him at, I believe it's livestream, it's twitch.tv/MajicTabletSkittles, and he also has a Facebook page, which I in fact joined today, because I just found it today. So you can find him there as well, and of course on YouTube at youtube.com/user/MajicTabletSkittles. All links will be in the description of this video. And to remind you folk that if you want interviewing on the sofa, if you're an artist, a writer, a photographer, or a video producer, you do not have to be well known, you do not have to be famous, hell, you do not even have to know me. I'm here to help guys out. I'm here to help you try to get your work out there. So all you got to do is leave a comment in this video saying you'd like to be interviewed, some details, or perhaps it'd be better for you to email me at dscjones313@hotmail.co.uk. You could also find me on Facebook at dscjones313, and you can follow me on Twitter, DeviantArt, Tumblr. I'll let you guess what the name might be. SteveJones313.
Dude, how the heck do you have that by memory? Is this written down?
What?
You have like this whole awesome outro. It's kind of like the thing to a show, and it's like, stay tuned for the world premiere of Sitting on the Sofa or Couch or whatever the leisure may be. Because you have like all these perfect outro things, you know, it's like you have links to everything. And I mean, everything.
I've been doing video production since 2010. I kind of got this. But yes, like I said, you can follow Skittles on DeviantArt, on Twitch.tv, on Facebook, on YouTube. Do check out his stuff, because if this is your first introduction to the man that is Skittles, get to his channel. And like I said, if you want to be on this show, send me an email, leave a comment on this video. We will talk about this. Do not worry. The only thing you will need is either to have a Skype account or some kind of IM account where we can instant message, because I do text-based interviews as well for those too shy to be on Skype. And those interviews are posted onto DeviantArt. So, with all out the way, it's time for me and Skittles to nap so we can wake up back in our own rooms, and for people to start shipping us rather scarily on Tumblr. Skittles, once again, thank you for joining us, and we will see. And who knows who will be the next person to join me on the sofa.
Can I have like a fair warning, though? Whoever goes to my live streams will fail at the luxury of sleep. Just ask Fox of Nightmares, Lemmy, CCO, Libra, Itari, Renee. Ask everybody. You will never sleep again once you go to one of my live streams.
And as I said, stay tuned to the end of this video to see all the wonderful people that Skittles wish to plug on this show. I'm SteveJones313. This has been On the Sofa. He's been MajicTabletSkittles. Until next time, good night.